Well, over the last 2 weeks, we've been examining academic achievement issues in the local school district in a special series of reports entitled Children Come First. In tonight's segment, Natalie Wilson takes us to Mays High School in Atlanta, Georgia, a jurisdiction demographically similar to Prince George's County.
The Atlanta public school system faces challenges similar to those in Prince George's County, but despite the obstacles, students are excelling. For this installment of Children Come First, we visit Mays High School. Under the leadership of Dr. Tyrone Smith, the school has one of the highest graduation rates in the country. He sits down and shares the school's secret to success.
You know, it's difficult not to be successful here because we've just built in so many safety nets.
With more than 30 years of education experience, Dr. Tyrone Smith has not only turned Mays High School into an example of student progress, but he's developed a flagship institution in the Atlanta public school system.
Part of my belief, and I like to take some credit for it, that we've created a culture of success. And that culture is surrounded by, if we're not here for these kids, then who will be?
And another part of that culture has been creating an environment that meets kids right where they are, providing a curriculum that caters to their needs.
We understand everybody's not going to learn at the same rate. And I mean, that's not an old cliche. It is true. Some people get it the first time around, others don't. So we want to make sure, ensure that they have ample time to get the mastery of the material.
The school has strategically integrated what's called data teams. The teams are made up of teachers in a common subject who analyze student test scores over time. But the tests aren't necessarily to find out what the students know, but more so what they don't.
We often give tests and you wonder, well, what happens with that data? So our students given a test and we just record it and they get a grade on their report card. Well, we found a better way to work with those 5-week assessments is to take that information, review it on a periodic basis, and allow students to go back and to gain some understanding if they don't. And we provide multiple opportunities for that. If a kid is in a course, they're struggling, they're not getting it, we say at the end of the semester, okay, you'll take a grade, but it will be an incomplete. So we'll give you an extended period, either during a holiday break or what we call twilight school, after school, or Saturday school. And they can come back and they still have an opportunity to complete that course.
The unique second chance approach to learning is just one of the elements that has given the school big results. Mays High School is ranked 42nd in the state out of 339 high schools in Georgia. It has a 96.5% achievement rating and a 91% graduation rate, one of the highest in the country. All of this in the midst of having to deal with some tough urban issues, including a 48% poverty rate. But making the investment in each student has also had an effect on student relationships themselves. Aaron Peak, a graduating senior with big dreams to become an orthopedic doctor, says the administration's personal touch has made it more than just a high school.
The thing is, the teachers actually really care. It's not, they don't just put you out there and expect, they do expect for you to maintain a standard of excellence, but at the same time they do administer help to you. They'll give you tutorial dates, they'll give you assistance to actually bring up your grade on the test. So there really shouldn't be a reason for a student to slack off or just do anything that that's detrimental to their grades. So it really does offer assistance towards the students' academics, their social life, just anything they need. The teachers do help.
Well, most of my teachers I have a close bond with from 9th grade. Some of the classes may have been hard, but staying after school with them, they've been very lenient with helping you. They actually take the time out to make sure that you get the information that you need. Even some of my 9th grade teachers, I know I can still go back to their classrooms now and get assistance in anything that I need outside of school. They'll help me get in any programs that I need. One teacher, she got me into a community service program called Delta Gems, and that has helped me out a lot with my community service hours, as well as other scholarship opportunities. So the teachers, not only are they on the educational level, but they try to also have a personal relationship with you as well.
We encourage them to do all that they can possibly do so that they can be successful, because the ultimate goal is graduation. And we have a 91% graduation rate, which follows our cohort of students who enter 9th grade, and that's one of the highest in the nation. We were recognized last year by the state of Georgia as being one of 16 schools in the state that has a graduation rate of 85% or better over the past 6 years.
The school's high graduation rate is even more significant given the national statistics for black men. In a recent study performed by the Scott Foundation, only 43% of black males in Georgia graduated high school between 2007 and 2008, compared with 62% of their white counterparts. And nationally, only 47% of black male students graduate high school, compared to 78% of white males, a 31% achievement gap.
2 years ago, the class of 2008 we graduated 340 some odd students. It was half African American male and half female. That did not normally happen. Generally, we'll start off and we'll end up with 1/3 or of the male population either dropping out or moving on. And we managed to keep them. I mentioned earlier, one of our small learning communities is the Eagle Leadership Academy, which is all male. We started that group off 5 years ago with a group of 40 students. We graduated that class in 2010, and we graduated 38 of that original 40. So we were extremely proud. And of that 38, 33 of them went on to college. 2 went to the military. So if we can have that type of success, then our African-American males will do well.
Smith says that the school has been effective in understanding how to motivate black men.
We're seeing that African-American males do want to be a part of the American mainstream and graduate from school. It's just how you're encouraging them, what you're doing to them to make them want to be here. And we try to make all students feel welcome. And we really go above and beyond what we really would have to do in order to keep our African-American males in school. We go home, I have a graduation coach, I send him to the house. If you're not in school, if I don't see you, I'm gonna send for you. And particularly if I know you're a senior, you passed all of your Georgia high school graduation tests. I had 3 kids in here early this school year who are seniors, and they were saying they were gonna drop out. They just didn't want school anymore. And I'm baffled. I look at them and I'm saying, you passed all of your high school graduation tests. This is a matter of formality now to come to school, pass your courses, and you're out of here. You have a high school diploma. If you don't have a high school diploma, you're really through for life. I mean, there's nothing you can do. So I spent probably maybe 2 hours with them and got all 3 of them were convinced with their parents that they were gonna come back. 2 of them were on the football team. They've not had any problems. They've come back, they've been going to class, they've been doing everything they were supposed to do. And you see them in the hall, and that really makes you feel good when you see them, in particular when they give you a thumbs up like, I'm glad I did this.
80 students have scored a 1,500 or better on the SAT and are being rewarded with a free trip to Disney World. As Dr. Smith and I walk the halls looking at the evidence of what's working, he says it all boils down to one thing.
You have to really create a culture of success. And once you do that, the job now is just to continue it. And it doesn't get any easier, but at least you're not trying to spin your wheels. You know where you're going. You know what the vision is. You understand that. And you move in that one direction because everybody's on the same bus and we have a good driver.
And it's that type of communication that other Atlanta public schools credit with their success. Take, for example, the Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy. The school is only in its 3rd year of existence, but believes setting a strong example allows the school to build upon its foundation.
We're on the cutting edge of success. We're showing gains every single year, regardless of what other people think. Our kids are showing that success.
The Academy is an all-girls public school created as part of the Atlanta Public Schools Middle School Transformation Initiative. It opened with a 6th grade class and eventually transitioned into a 6th through 12th model for a seamless transition into high school. Principal Karen Riggins-Taylor says that having a clear plan and using data allows the staff to make informed decisions.
The plan here is to be successful, but to put goals and objectives in place so that teachers know what they're striving for and children know what they're striving for as well. We use a lot of data to make informed decisions, and those decisions are always based on student achievement, teacher growth, and accountability. When we put those goals and objectives in place, they may vary from subject area to subject area and from grade level to grade level. So we don't just say 80% across the board. We actually look at the data from the previous year, the baseline data, and then we start planning backwards and making sure that with each unit that the children are being taught, that we are teaching and planning to the level of where they are. And for those kids that may not be at the area of meets or proficiency, we plan to ensure that they get to that level.
And by following that model, she's optimistic about what the school will achieve in the future. In Atlanta, Natalie Wilson, CTV News.
And in tomorrow's report, Prince George's County Executive Rashawn Baker talks about overcoming his challenges as a young student.